Good afternoon from Oakville, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is love. And in this video, I thought I would talk about love, attachment, and freedom. And it's interesting. You think, wow, aren't those three completely different areas? And we can see how they're very interconnected through this video. So today I'd love to share a few quotes with you, of course, and reflect with you and encourage your own personal reflection, your mind's reflection on these ideas or concepts or things that I am going to raise and see how you feel about them. And so this is not to convince you of any way to think, but I would encourage you to spend time to reflect for yourself to see how your own mind thinks about the things I'll share with you. So let's begin with this quotation. This one is by Yasmin Mogahed. It says, try not to confuse attachment with love. Attachment is about fear and dependency and has more to do with love of self than love of another. Love without attachment is the purest love because it isn't about what others can give you because you're empty. It's about what you can give others because you're already full. And this sounds so beautiful, doesn't it? Yet it's truth. That is authentic love. When we're looking at attachment, we can think about the ideas of attachment, of why am I attached? I'm going to speak about people, but of course we can also look at this in terms of pets. We can say, oh, my dog gives me unconditional love. Remember, I have had a dog that I loved incredibly, and I know I was loved incredibly by him. But if I didn't feed him for a day, 2 days, 3 days, I do not believe that same attachment would be there. There could be a fear-based attachment of, okay, eventually mom will love me enough to give me food again. I just have to be really good. I have to be really good. We can imagine that a dog might think this way, and this can happen in human relationships too. So this whole idea of attachment, when we think about it and apply it to another person, what is it that the mind may get attached to? May get attached to this person is always in the space I return home to. This person is always here, and that's my attachment, that, oh, I so look forward to seeing this person. I might get attached to something that they do for me. So it might be that in the past I really was very happy and appreciative about the fact that I was being taken anywhere that I needed to get to by a relationship. And did I become attached to that, which then also comes with the idea of dependency? I'm attached, I love that, yet I'm dependent. Does another person, or even this person, could you get attached to that sort of comfort, that this person is able to get me to the places that I need to get to? Or could you get attached, or any of us get attached to, this person is paying for the things that I'd like to buy, but I can't afford myself, but they're paying. So I'm attached to them because they're bringing in an income that pays for me. Do I get attached to my role for paying for someone? So I think that, oh, I really need to take care of someone. So even if I have to pay for their comfort, I'm attached to that. I've done a lot of these, and perhaps you have too. And unless we're actually reflecting on this, and I had a lovely pleasure of speaking with a close friend today to also discuss some of this mind's reflections about the same idea, this attachment of whether it's my role, because I'm a parent, I need to do this. I'm so attached to my child because I'm attached to my role as a parent. This is what a parent does. So it's the image I have about what a parent should be, maybe is the best to be, is how my ideal image is. I'm attached to it. Am I being that? Now I'm attached to that. I'm that. So I'm attached to that. Now someone treats me like, well, you know what? I don't really want that from you. And I feel like, what? That's my role. And you're taking that away from me. And that's what this mind, not I as in higher self, I as Hanifa, you as who you perceive yourself as. Sometimes it's as a practitioner. This is my role to help. And I certainly know that I did this as in the role of a naturopathic doctor, that this naturopathic doctor wants to help people. And as as you give me the permission to help with you, the trust to help you. I, as a naturopathic doctor, what my mind has attached to is that role. This mind wants to make sure that I can help you. And when I can help you, I feel fantastic because I'm attached to that role as a healer. As a healer, I'm still just a conduit for help. And even though I could say those words that this is my energy, your energy, as in patient energy, and some other divine unknown energy that's working together to create healing, oh boy, does the mind like to feel that it's really useful when it's attached to that role. So this is an attachment too. Then the client can also have an attachment to that practitioner. If the practitioner retires or even dies or gets really sick, there's an attachment and kind of this feeling of, how could they leave like this? Yes, there will be some sort of sadness. Oh, they moved away from this area that I'm in and it's not easy to get to them now, or they're not even accepting new clients in the space that they're in now. Or they passed away and oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't see that. My attachment to that practitioner, I'll keep on saying, there's never going to be another practitioner like that. I don't know how I'll find someone like that. That's an attachment, not love. Then I want to share this quotation by Eric Fromm, and this quotation says, if a person loves only one other person and is indifferent to all others, his love is not love, but a symbiotic attachment or an enlarged egotism. Symbiotic attachment, codependency. We can use the same words or different words and it means the same thing. That this one person needs the other and the other person needs the other. So there's a need. And we can see lots of relationships are like this. So whether it's doctor or healthcare practitioner to client, or whether it's husband to wife, boyfriend to girlfriend, partner to partner, we see this symbiotic, well, they do this and I do this, and yeah, it kind of works out. It's a little different. I mean, some people don't do this. Some people do a lot like this or this, and we can do all the comparisons and it doesn't matter. It's still a symbiotic relationship, and that's still attachment because we can see that there's a lot of egotism behind it. Well, I do this, and the other person will say, well, I do this, or two ego minds. At the best of times, really working well together, and at not the best of times, it's like, well, what I'm doing is more important, or what they're doing is more important. Remember, whether we feel better than or lesser than another person, it's the ego in us. So this recognition helps us understand that, is that love? Can we look at this idea of attachment and do we see this as love? Because it's not. Because there is this need, this dependency that is creating this. And I feel that if this person is here, if this dog is here, if this job is here, if this title is here, if this role is here, and I'm attached to it, then I'm okay. And if I'm not attached, a lot of times fear kicks in. Oh my God, then what? Then what? Then I'm on my own. So whether I'm on my own, and as we know, and you might know this, a lot of people are together, but living very separate lives. So together, this person is doing this, and this person is doing this. And sometimes they even go on separate vacations. Sometimes they do separate things in the one home. That this person watches TV at this time, that person's on the computer, this person sleeps at this time, this person's waking at this time. What is it about that? And yet somehow many of those relationships seem to be okay until egotism, or the ego mind raises its head, because no matter what I do, I kind of want you involved in it somehow. If I'm in a relationship, I kind of want some involvement, because it's also part of the ego mind of some sort of dependence on your presence for sometimes, because sometimes I'd like to be independent. This is ego. It's changeable. And so I came across this beautiful quotation, which kind of explained this too. It says, freedom and love go together. Love is not a reaction. If I love you because you love me, that is mere trade, a thing to be bought in the market. It is not love. To love is to not ask anything in return, not even to feel that you are giving something. And it is only such love that can know freedom. Such love that can know freedom. So if I truly love from a pure space, authentic space. I don't do it because, well, I hope you'll do that for me sometime. There's nothing. That love is pure, love is authentic. So remember, even though we talk about pets as being unconditional, do not forget there is that condition. There is a bit of sadness if there isn't the need being met, whatever need. Take me for a walk, give me some cuddles, give me a bit of attention, give me some food. All of those things are those subtle conditions that we signed up for if we got a pet. And then there's the same thing that happens with our relationships where it's, well, I've learned about you. You're really nice to me. Because you're really nice to me, I'll move our relationship into a little bit of a deeper spot, more connecting. I communicate with you more often, whether I see you in person, whether I speak to you on the phone, whether I text you or email you. I expect you to respond to me somehow. And this is important because that's also what allows us to love our pets. It's because they respond to us when we walk through the door. We respond a little bit more favorably too. We've done that with each other. And so this sense of freedom isn't really there. And true love also includes freedom. So the next quotation I thought would make sure that you understand that even in so many spiritual texts, we talk about freedom and freedom from bondage, which I've talked about in a couple of videos, and I hope you'll look at them if you haven't seen them yet. This freedom, this freeing the mind, this freeing the expectations, the demands from oneself or another. This freedom is love. This love and freedom go hand in hand. They are together. When it's authentic love, it's also a sense of freedom. So this quotation came by Thich Nhat Hanh, and as I mentioned, most spiritual traditions, most religions even, will talk about this. Have the freedom to think, to explore, to question. And then there comes a point where it's like, oh, those are too many questions, and don't ask more questions. Just, see it by the word, and this is the ritual to do, and this will be like, pray to this, and all of this idea comes in. If you do all of this, then you will be loved and taken care of. And even that, we're praying for these things. We're meditating for these things oftentimes because of our attachment to something is going to take care of me. And this is what we do with each other. So this quotation by Thich Nhat Hanh also really hit home for me in this explanation. I hope it is understandable for you today because it's a lot of information I'm trying to share in a short video. This quotation says, "You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free." Now, a lot of times parents can understand this, that I really want my child to feel independent. I don't want to say, you have to do things this way, you have to do it my way. I don't want to be that strict parent. I want to give that freedom, though it's not an easy space to be able to let a child go free, even in the house, in the same home. They have the freedom of their thoughts, the freedom of their actions, some freedom. Oftentimes that's not so easy. Then relationships of other sorts. So again, because my role, I should check on you for this. Or my role as a parent, I should check on you for this. Do I allow you the freedom to not be checked up on? Can I check up on you with pure and authentic love of just wishing the best? That's all. Nothing about, I don't know if I agree with that. Well, let me think about that. I'm going to see whether I think that's right. As a parent, a child can do the same thing as parents age. So this parent is doing this, and I don't know if my parent is safe in this. They're going swimming again. I hear about this with some clients today. I'm so scared about them going swimming because I'm not sure how comfortable they are in the water. Maybe I should go with them and protect them, just like a parent with a child. Yet there is this love and freedom that goes hand in hand. That this freedom of an awareness of, I'm not held back by someone else's expectations. I am purely myself, my higher self. I can use the word I, which I relate to that space. And the mind is a different space. And the mind has its conditions. It's, if I do this, are you giving me freedom? Well, I gave you freedom to go out with your friends yesterday. Are you giving me freedom to go out with mine? This space of freedom and love also is a space of trust and faith in one another. And a lot of times when people think of this freedom, it's like, well, I don't have to tell anything to the other person. It's not just to willy-dilly do whatever a person wants, because that's freedom, that's love. Love means we are as authentic through ourselves as to another person. Would I want truth in situations? I don't hide things so that it's comfortable for me, but it wouldn't be comfortable to the other person if they recognize this untruth that I haven't said, or I haven't been completely honest or forthcoming. I wasn't lying, so there's no lie here. We can make all of those outs. This freedom is a compassionate freedom. This compassionate freedom of nothing should hold you back from your dreams, your aspirations, your intentions, which are spreading good into the world. This is the goodness of you, the full being of you. Now, the full being of you might think that, oh, you know what? When I'm free in a relationship, I get to, play with any other person because, I'm free. We hear about these open relationships. People can have more than one partner, multiple relationships. Sometimes people even are together with several relationships with their own partner and then other people. This is not freedom, because that space, unless everyone is feeling loved and loving, it's not a space of freedom. Because otherwise I think, wow, some jealousy has kicked in here. I don't really like my partner anymore because I think they were looking at another person the way they've looked at me before. So there's some jealousy. Now the partner who is feeling that, oh, this is okay, is not being honest, because they will see that and feel that energy and know it. Now truth is saying, I know that I have an intention to just try different things or be with different people or go to different places, and you might really like just the one person and not other places. That's truth on both sides. Truth. Then let nothing that either does be away from truth and away from a compassionate understanding and authentic love for one another. This is love and freedom. Love and freedom. And today, I hope that you will reflect on these ideas and think about them for yourself. We all want freedom, but we also often, ego minds, will want some control. You're with me more than that person, right? Even if that's a friend, with me more. And then I want my freedom, but I'm not going to say everything that I'm doing. That's not freedom either, because this mind will be like, oh, that guilt, or what if they find out about this? If I'm jealous and I've offered freedom to another person, it still takes that truth between that relationship to truly believe that only truth is coming to me, coming from me, and coming to me. In this space, this is love. This is love. Truth, honor, integrity, compassion, peace, love, and freedom, all in the same place. Today, remember, this is a lot of concepts or ideas in one small video. I will talk more about these things in future videos too, and try to make them a little bit expanded in terms of not necessarily longer videos, but certainly expanded in helping your mind reflect on it and reflecting with you, so that hopefully some merging of these minds can happen, so that you are feeling the authentic love flow from you, as I'm hoping you feel it flow from me. And I intend to keep it there and to be my authentic self. And I hope to unite with your authentic self too. I wish you a fabulous day ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.